Sechas Shabbos daf kuf lamed tes. The Gemara is a shaila b'kshusa b'karma if it was mutter to plant something called kshusa, which is a shaila if it's a yerek or it's a ilon, and it's a question if it's klayim in a kerem. If it has a din of yerek, it's a klayim b'kerem. And the Gemara says Misharshia, he planted kshusa b'karma, gave money to a goyish child to plant kshusa b'karma. The Gemara asks, why do you have to give it to a goy? Let him give it to a Jewish child. And the Gemara says, no, Osi the Misrach, the katon might end up doing it when he gets older. Rashi says that Misharshia was matter to give it to a guy only because he held that it's not an issur at all because it's b'chutz la'aretz. The Ritva says, what was Rashi's hechach to explain like that? Because if it would be issur, then it should be issur because mekayim klayim. That even though the guy is actually putting the klayim in the ground, there's an issur of mekayim klayim. Another raya to Rashi is that what's more kasha to give it to a Yisrael katon. There's an issur of safina biyadayim. So how could you give an issur to a Jewish child? So al korchoch, he held that's not also b'chal. The Rashba in Yevamis has a different pshat in this Gemara. There's a famous Shitas HaRashba in Yevamis daf Kuf Yudaleh that we spoke out on daf Tzadi and on daf Kuf Chav Ches, that there's no issur sefilin biyadayim on issur dirabanan. You could give a katon a issur biyadayim if it's dirabanan. And he says, a raya from our Gemara, and the fact that Gemara asks you should give the kshusa to a Jewish child, you see that's mutter to give a issur dirabanan to a katon. There's an interesting tshuva of a kveger on this sugya, and he had a different understanding in our Gemara than the Rashba. He has a discussion if it's mutter according to the Rashba, the sfini b'yadayim is mutter by dirabanan. Are you allowed to give a siddur to a child to bring to shul on Shabbos? And the Carmelis is only issur dirabanan, so it should be mutter. It's only issur dirabanan. Malka mitzvah, you should be able to give it to a child. And there Kvega says, no, you cannot. Because it's mavur in the Ran in Perikol Kisvei, that even according to the Rashba, that Sefina b'yadayim is mutter b'dirabanan, if the issur is the tzorich of the gadol, you cannot give the issur to a katon. So over here also, when you're giving the siddur to the child to bring for your own tzorich, it's also siddur. Kvega says you should tell him to bring a siddur for himself, and then you use his siddur. Then Kvega asks him, Al Gemara. That's mavur, and the Gemara's kasha, that you should mutter to give kshusa b'karma to a katon, even though it's the tzorich hagadol. So Kvega says it must be that, like Rashi says, that it's not really an issur. And then he asks the kasha, the Maaseh, how could the Rashba bring a raya from our Gemara to his Yesod? So you see Kvega's understanding, the only way to explain our Gemara is because it's not also even the Shitas HaRashba. In the Sefer Mishtas Eliyahu in Sukkah asks, what's the Havana in Kvega? Why is it also Svia b'yadayim on issur dirabanan if it's a tzorich of the gadol? Why does it make it worse if it's a tzorich of the gadol? So he says it's mavur yesod that there's a new din when you're telling a child to do an issur that's the tzorich of the gadol. It's as like the same way as an issur amira l'nachri. There's an issur amira l'katan, and that's only when it's the tzorich of the gadol. But he says that the Rashba understands it's mutter over here, because anyway over here you could ask, how is it mutter to tell a guy? Let it be amir l'nachri. So it must be that's no issur amir l'nachri, because only issur dirabanan. I didn't say for minchas are real, so there's no issur amir l'katan. So therefore the whole issur is midin safinim b'yadayim, and on that Rashba says that midin safinim b'yadayim is not an issur because it's an issur dirabanan. However, Kvega understands, not like the Mishnas Eliyahu, and he understands that the issur is midin safinim b'yadayim, and that's his kasha on the Rashba. Ayin oid minchas ariyah b'arichas b'zeh. Moving further on, the Gemara Beis says, although clothing that have strings hanging down, you're allowed to go out Mishras Harabim, But a talis, it's not Mitzuyas Kilchosa. If you go out B'Shus Rab Mechayev Chatos on the strings of the tzitzis, since it's not kosher for the mitzvah, let's say you only have 3 tzitzis instead of 4 tzitzis, so you chayev chatos. And the Mar explains because the tzitzis are choshev v'loy b'teli. Rashi says because it's tchelis, it's choshev. The Rebbeinu Chananel says because you have in mind to machshir it with another tzitzis, and the Ran says because it's a tzorich mitzvah, it's choshev be'etzem. So in this sugya, there's a few interesting ha'oris in Achroinim. The Chasam Sofer writes, b'shem kadmin echad, that says it's according to Mavur Besugin, it's miyushiv the Proshash Drachim's kasha. That's Mavur over here, that Mitzuyitz Kilchosa is not chayev chatos, but ain't Mitzuyitz Kilchosa. If you go out with a beged that has tzitzis that's not made properly, then you chayev chatos. So the Proshash Drachim asks, how could the ovis Mekayim Kol HaTorah Kula? They had on the tzad, they had a din of a ben noyach, akum sheshovas is chayiv misos. How could they mekayim mitzvah Shabbos? So the Kadmon Echad says that they went out with talis that had tzitzis. So how much they had a din like a goy? The only reason why tzitzis is not on masay is because it's a mitzvah. But how much they had a din of a goy, so it didn't have a halacha of a mitzvah, so be a masay and it's not a tachshit. On that, Chasam Sofer says that since they had intention, l'shem mitzvah, it didn't have a din of a masay, it had a din of a tachshit. The Onigontev has a tremendous kasha on the sugya, according to the famous Rajban of Kuf Zayin, we spoke out in the Shir of Kuf Zayin, that says that if you know about your house, l'shem roi, even if it's a psik reisha, that you're going to be tzod at tzvi, you potter because it's not considered a psik reisha because you had intention for a separate maisa of closing your house l'shoimra. On that, the Onigontev asks, why don't you say the same thing in our Gemara, that you're taking out the beged because you want to be loivish the beged, not because you want to be loivish the tzitzis she'enim mitzuyetzes kilchoso. So you shouldn't be chayiv chatos on the tzitzit she'enim mitzuyas kolchoso because you're not miskavim for that. So you shouldn't be chayiv for the tzitzis because you're doing an independent ma'aser. You're wearing a beged. So the Onigontev says that the Rashba is specifically talking about sod, that you're not doing a ma'aser b'yadayim on the animal, ayin the shurim on Daf Kuf Zayin that we brought from Makebes and Mishman like that. You could say a different teretz that over here there's one ma'aser. You're wearing a beged that has tzitzis, and part of this beged, a percentage of this beged, is a ma'aser. So you have no right to wear this beged that has in it tzitzis. That's a ma'aser. It's not 2 different ma'aser. It's one big ma'aser. In this ma'aser, part of it is a ma'aser. Mashenkin over there, there's 2 independent ma'aser. There's a ma'aser of Nilas Delas, and also doing an independent action of making it say there's 2 independent ma'asim there. Ayin Prima Godim has another discussion over here that Rashi's mashma that if you wouldn't have any tzitzis, then it wouldn't be chayiv chatas because it's a malbush, and the Prima Godim is masupik. If you wear beged sheish beklayim, is it considered a masa on Shabbos because it's not derech malbush? And he says, you see from Rashi that if you wear beged that's mechuyev tzitzis without tzitzis, it's not a masa. So who adin? The klayim also shouldn't be a masa. Then he says, according to the Mordechai, that's mavur, that on Shabbos if you can't tie the tzitzis, you potter from tzitzis, so it's not a raya from Rashi. And yesh la'ayin oid, according to the issur of the Minchas Chinuch that we spoke out on Daf Samach, that says according to Rashi and Eruvin that if the issur bal toisif makes it into a masui, so over here also by klayim it should make it into a masui, and by without tzitzis it should make it into a masui. Unless you say tzitzis is only a chayvas gavra, it's not an issur in the etzel levisha, so therefore it's not considered a masui.